Hello everyone, for this lesson we will talk about the past. This is lesson 2, regular and irregular verbs. So let's continue with this. When we talk about the past, let's remember one thing. First of all, we use the verb. Also, we change the verb in relation to the tense that we're talking about. For example, when we talk about the future, we use auxiliary will. When we talk about present continuous in this case, we use verb with ing. But when we talk about the past, we change the verb into the corresponding form of the verb in past simple. For example, past, the woman spoke. Present, the woman is speaking. Future, the woman will speak. As you can see, in future we have auxiliary will. In present we have verb with ing. In past we have the corresponding form of the verb in past. So the verb speak, it is in present. Verb in past, it is spoke. So let's continue with this. When we talk about verbs in past, we have two types of the verbs in past. The first one, we have regular verbs, and then we have irregular verbs. What is the difference in relation to this? In the first one, there we have regular verbs, which all of them end with ed. As you can see, the verb walk, it is in present. The verb walked, it is in past. On the other side, we have irregular verbs which end in a completely different way. So as you can see, there we have fly, in past, flew. As you can see in the pictures, there we have a bird which is flying in this moment. Now let's continue with this. So let's remember some of the lists of verbs that we have been checking before. And as you can see, regular verbs, all of them end with ed, like listened, agreed, asked, moved, needed, played, walked, discussed, ended. On the other side, we have past of the regular verbs. Example, went, talked, bought, spoke, did, sold, ate, read, heard. Let's continue with this. When we talk about the rules for us to change the verbs into the past, we're going to mention some of the following details. For example, when we change the verbs, we have ed in the end, we have double consonants, we have different spelling in the past, and we have different pronunciations also. For example, there we have the verb beg, this is begged, feed, fed, run, ran, grow, grew, like, liked, play, played. Okay, so let's check some of the rules. There are 5 ways to change a verb from the present to the past. We're going to mention number 1, for example, just add ed. Number 2, double the final consonant and add ed. Then we have number 3, drop the final e and add ed. Change y into I and add ed. And number 5, change the spelling. For example, in the case of irregular verbs. Well, we have to pay attention to the following detail. So it says, we also do this when we change a singular noun to a plural noun. For example, you use all the verbs for all the personal pronouns. I played football, he played football, they played football. When I say, for example, I played football in Spanish, yo jugué fútbol. He played football. Él jugó fútbol. They played football. Ellos jugaron fútbol. As you can see, the verb played, it is used for all the personal pronouns in the same structure. Played, played, and played. Okay, so let's check in detail the structures that we're going to use. Most verbs can change from the present to the past by just adding ed. For example, I walk home. Yesterday I walked home. As you can see, ed. Did it rain today? It rained yesterday. So as you can see, most of the verbs can change into the past by using ed in the end. Adding ed. When we double the final consonant, for example, we are going to do it in the following verbs. When the present tense verb ends with one vowel and one consonant, we have to double the final consonant and add ed to make the verb change to the past tense. For example, drop. As you can see, vowel consonant, op. Drop the ball. He dropped the ball. Next one. Hop on one foot. She hopped on one foot. As you can see, drop, op, with double, letter P. Hop, ending in op. Double, letter P. Let's continue with this. In this case, when the verb in present ends with a silent E, we have to drop the E and add ed to make the verb change to the past tense. For example, skate with me. We skated together at the rink. I like to shop. I liked shopping with you. So as you can see, ed in the end, like skate, silent E, like, silent E again. Let's continue with more rules. When a present tense verb ends with Y, change the Y into I and add ed to make the verb change to the past tense. For example, will you help me carry the groceries? We carried them to the kitchen. Eric asked me to marry him on New Year's Day. We got married on August 2, 1997. So, when the present tense verb ends with Y, we have to change Y by I, and we have to add ed in the end, like carried and married. Alright, more rules. When we talk about the last rule, we're going to mention when we change, for example, the verbs completely in the way they are. Example, the verb eat. Past form of the verb eat, then we have ate. What about the past tense form for the verb stand? We have stood. So in this case, we're going to change all the structure of the verb in past. For example, we eat lunch at 11:30, present. What about the past? We ate lunch at 11:30 yesterday. Second example, stand straight in line. We stood straight in line. Past. Alright. So let's see some other examples of irregular verbs in past. And we have the following verb, which is break. What about the present tense? We have break. What about the past simple form? They have broken. When we talk about verbs, we can talk about three columns of the verbs: present, past, and past participle. What we are going to practice today, only past simple form. So present, break, past, broke. Let's continue with this. They have the verb catch. Present form, catch. Past simple form, caught. Past participle, caught. For example, I'm catching the ball right now. I caught the ball with my hands yesterday. Let's see more examples. The verb do. For example, we can use the verb do to talk about homework, do the cleaning of the house, or for example, to do the dishes, and also to do some sports or to practice, like do yoga, do tai chi, or do karate. So the present tense for the verb do, we have do. What about past? Did. Past participle, done. Example, I am doing my homework now. I do my homework every day, but I did my homework yesterday afternoon. I did. For me to talk about the past. Let's continue with more examples, and here we have the verb eat. Usually we eat food, we eat vegetables, we eat fruit, we eat fast food, among others. So present would be eat. What about past tense? Ate. Past participle, eaten. So example, I eat lunch every day at 12. I am eating pasta right now. What about past? I ate broccoli 2 weeks ago. Past simple form. So let's see more examples, and here we have the verb get. You can use the verb get to obtain something. For example, I am getting a new laptop this week. Or maybe you can also say, I get your idea when you catch, when you understand. So for example, I am getting a new laptop this week. What about past? I got a new laptop yesterday night, yesterday afternoon, last week, or 2 weeks ago. So we have present, get, past, got, past participle, gotten. The following example, it is the verb go. Present tense, go. Past tense, went. Past participle, gone. I am going to the supermarket right now. I go to the gym twice a week. I went to the supermarket 1 week ago. For me to talk about the past. I went on vacations last summer. I went to Paris 2 years ago. I went. You went. She went. Here we have also the verb run. We have run, ran, run. So the three forms of the verb in this case are very similar. We don't change too much. And I'm going to give you some examples right now. So for example, I run every day in the morning. I ran yesterday night to practice for the marathon. I am running right now. I ran 1 year ago in a big competition. What about the verb see? Usually when we see, we can talk about movies, we can talk about television also, we can talk about the city, or you can see also images, pictures, people, and so on. Present form, see. Past form, saw. Past participle, seen. I see you soon. I can see the city. What about past simple? I saw my mother yesterday with my brother. I saw my family. I saw my dog running everywhere. I saw a movie. You can also use the verb see to talk about movies. Now let's continue with this. And here we have the verb speak. So you can speak to people, you can speak languages, you can speak English, for example. Present tense, speak. Past tense, spoke. Past participle, spoken. I am speaking with you right now. I speak English 3 times in a week. What about past? I spoke with my mother yesterday night. I spoke with my teacher of English 2 days ago. What about now the verb take? You can take, for example, something with your hands. You can take a book bag. You can take, in general, items with your own hands. Present tense, take. Past tense, took. Past participle, taken. I am taking my car to the park. I take my dog to the street 4 times in a week. What about took? I took my book yesterday from my bedroom. I took my dog for a ride yesterday night. We have here now the verb throw. We can throw, for example, garbage. We can throw a ball, or we can throw items in general with our hands. Present tense, throw. Past tense, threw. Past participle, thrown. I am throwing a ball right now because I'm playing. I threw the ball 3 times yesterday because we were practicing baseball. I threw the garbage yesterday morning, among others. Alright, so let's check some of the activities for this lesson and what we're going to do for us to practice with regular and irregular verbs. We're going to answer the worksheet for the learning activity. So we have activity letter A, write the past simple form of the verbs. Activity letter B, we have to complete the chart using the corresponding form of the verbs in past. Letter C, fill in the blanks with the sentences. Fill in the blank sentences with the correct past form. So in this activity we have to complete basically with the correct form of the verb in past. Activity letter D. Fill in the blanks the text with the correct past form. In the final situation we are going to complete the text with all the corresponding forms of the verbs in past simple. Alright, so let's remember that when we talk about past simple form, we talk about finished actions in the past. For us to express our ideas, we are going to use the irregular and also regular verbs. Regular verbs always end in ed in relation to the ending of the verb, and irregular verbs end in a completely different way, which you have to learn by memory. Okay, so that's all for this lesson. Thank you very much for your attention and see you the following week. Bye!